Hi there, it's Coach Sheree. Who knows that grandkids can be hard work? They're not just a stable weight. They throw themselves around, particularly when they have a tantrum. They're a joy to behold and a joy to be around, but they're also hard work. I've just come back from a week looking after my 1.5 and 3.5-year-old grandchildren while their mother worked and while their dad went on a business trip. It was just to help out the household. So I was getting them up early and putting them to bed late and taking them to the playground in between. Now, in that time, the 1.5-year-old was a bit unwell, so I had him on a hip, took them to the playground. The 3.5-year-old's tugging away at me and wanting help to help her up onto the things she can't step up onto. So I had her here, had him here. Then the next moment he's down, wanting to get down, but then he wants to get up again. So lots of lifting, carrying, pulling, pushing. So today I'm going to show you 8 safe exercises. It's going to keep your body nice and safe and strong while you look after those grandkids or great grandkids. And then for those of you that want to, we're going to go down the floor and see how we can safely play on the floor with grandkids. So let's get into it. So just some tips I want you to think about when you're around your grandkids to keep your body safe. I want you to think about, we've talked about straight back before or a neutral back. I want you to think about as you come down to pick them up, we're hinging forward from the hips and we're going to keep that baby or the toddler nice and close to our feet. So I don't want them way out there, trying to pick them out from out there, and I don't want you to round out that back. So we're going to keep them nice and close to us. That back is staying straight. My core is switched on, so I've got a nice little put in from my belly button to my spine. And then I'm keeping that child close as I pull them up. So think about keeping that grandchild close, keeping that back straight, and our core is switched on. And if you want to think about your breathing then on the effort, so as we pick them up, through pursed lips as we pick them up, we'll keep our core activated and everything working well. So we are going to go through a workout and have a look at all the things that we can do with grandkids. I'm going to go 40 seconds on and 10 seconds off today so that we can just get a real feel for what we're doing. I can explain things to you. Let's get into it. Right, so I'm going to be taking my weight and sitting my bottom into the chair, pressing up through my heels, squeezing those glute cheeks at the end of that. If you've got your bag that you're doing this with, you are going to hold the bag on the side and really squeezing those glutes as we drive up. That's it, standing straight up, taking that bottom back, sitting back. If you wanted to hover, you could also hover rather than going all the way into the chair. Your choice. Which one? We're just trying to get these legs worked, these glutes squeezed hard as we stand up. And this is a common move that we'll do. Now the next move we're going to do is our deadlift. So where we're going to lean forward, that back is straight, and bringing this up. If that is too far to lift up that deadlift from the floor, you could be putting it on a chair or a stool or some books so that we're not going as far forward. You may be down on a pile of books and bringing it up. Every time we come up, we're going to squeeze those butt cheeks nicely, keeping that back straight, remembering as if I've got a little plum under my armpits and I'm leaning forward, bringing it up, squeezing those glutes nice and hard. Head goes in line with the body, so we're not trying to have the head up here, all in line, and squeeze those glutes hard. That is a common move you'll do when you pick up your grandchild. You'll come forward, bend those knees a bit, and then coming up. And now we're going to go for a walk. I'm going to be holding this in one arm and walking along. And if you had another weight, smaller weight and a bigger weight, you could hold that in one arm and this in the other. And we're simply going to walk along and walk back, standing nice and tall. Remembering all the rules we've talked about before, so trying not to lean over to one side, the core is on, and we're just walking nice and tall. We're about going to swap hands in a minute. If you didn't have 2 weights, just do this with 1 weight, that is fine. But if you had a smaller weight, this is quite good. This can be my 3.5-year-old trying to drag me over there, and then my other child there. So changing over to the other hand and getting ready to go again with our nice walk. Imagine a suction cap from your head and it's attached to the roof and it's going along a track. So it is keeping you nice and tall as you go along, and we're not swaying side to side. We're just trying to walk nicely. Now, if you can have more weight, please feel free to go and grab more weights. You can even pop a whole bowl of dumbbells in here, as long as you can hold it okay and we're standing tall, we're not allowing ourselves to slump, and we're not kind of doing a side to side kind of move. We're standing nice and tall. Wonderful. Great, so this time I've got, if you had a bigger weight, I've got an 8. But if you did want to carry a bigger weight, we're going to carry in front this time. So just holding at the base of the handles, and I'm walking along with this in front. So this will simulate my little grandchild in front as I carry them along. I may have had to pick them up. Yes, often we'll carry on a hip, but often we'll carry in front too with their arms around us, particularly when they get a bit older. They'll straddle their legs around us and we'll carry them from the front. Great, so standing up nice and tall. Think about that the whole time that you're walking along. If you want to add a bit of bum work to that, a bit of glute work, the back leg, you can squeeze that bottom as you walk along. Good. And we're doing an overhead press. So from here, I'm going to lift up, lifting up nice and high, taking this up overhead. Good. Now, this might get a bit much for some of you. So if it does, just stay here, take a hip to hip, having a break, and then back into it. Straight up overhead, elbows right by our sides. Up overhead and elbows by our side. Good. Well done. How many times have you taken your grandchild and thrown them up in the air and they just rely upon you to catch them? So let's hope that you can catch them. You've got enough strength in those arms and enough core strength to catch them when they come back down towards you. We are going to simply take this by the handles again, and we're just taking this from one side down to the other side, reaching up high and down. Up here and down. Great. Well done. Good. There's a bit of a wood chopper, reaching up and bring it down. Now your main thing here is just not to let that back round out. So reaching up and down, around. Down behind the knee or to the side of the knee, reaching up and down. Great. Well done. Good. Great. Where you go one side, we need to go the other side. Whew. Certainly gets your heart rate flying along. So this time I'm going to reach up here and bring it down. Reach up, bring it down. Keeping that back nice and straight. Now it could be that you've taken your child and whirling them up or putting them up on the slide. How many times did I pop my grandkids up on the slide, and it's that real reaching up high to get them on top of the slide because they can't climb up yet. That was quite a number of times that I did that. Good. Well done. Whew. Okay. Going back to our hip to hip. So from here to here, taking this side to side. Could be that you've taken your grandkid from one hip to the other hip, and your other grandchild, the more mobile one, has gone around to your other side, and you need to help them on the play equipment on that side. Well done. Whew. And my heart rate's flying along. Great. So just doing the twist from the top part of the body here, you can still look ahead. You don't need to take your head side to side. You can look ahead, but just taking that top part of the body side to side in a nice twist. Great. Now, you may want your chair here for the next one. We're just going to do our one-legged deadlift. So the leg that goes back will have the weight in that hand and coming up. Great. Well done. So being able to have strength in one leg is vitally important. There will be times that you will be up on the play equipment with your grandkids or great-grandkids, and you are maybe on the high netting where they're climbing up, but they haven't got enough length in their legs to do it, so you're helping. You're standing on one bit of the rope while trying to help them up. So this also helps with that. Remembering that straight back here, you're not actually allowing that back to round out. We're going to take it to the other side. Great. How are you going? Let's take the other side. So a slight bend in that front leg and we're coming forward. Don't let this, still keeping that little plum under your armpit so that if I show you from the other side, so you're not allowing, you may want to hold on to a wall, so you're not allowing this weight to be out here and you're not allowing your back to round out. Good. And having a wall there or the chair there is great. Good. Hey, we have finished our stand-up workout, so if you want to repeat that again, please feel free. I try not to repeat things if I can help it, because then you have the choice of going to repeat that if you want to. So you can repeat that. Otherwise, let's head down to the floor and I'll show you some safe ways to play around with your kids on the floor. Let's go. Okay, we're now on the floor. So the first thing we're going to be doing is there's a lot of rolling with my grandkids. So let's just have a go at rolling. If you've not done this before, put your hands under your knees and let your legs pull you up when you come up. If you can do that easily enough, don't have your hands there, a little bit harder. Otherwise, don't have your feet on the ground. We're just going to pull up. And otherwise, have that weight in your hand, which is holding our grandchild and taking them up into the air. So you can choose which way you would like to do that. A few different ways, but as much as we can, we're going to try and keep that weight in our hand because it replicates our grandchild. Now from here, we're just going to do a press. So think about that gap under your back. Think about pressing it down to the ground. We may as well do some abdominal work while we're here. Take this over the chest and then just lifting up. Just lifting this straight up to the ceiling with two hands. I do this a lot with my little grandkids. I lift them up in the air and we have fun. Obviously not for this period of time, but hey, it could be that they've jumped back on us again and we're lifting them up again. Straight up, bring it down, straight up. Great. Good. And 2 seconds to go. Now this time we're simply doing a roll side to side. Now, you can have your legs out straight if you want, or you can have those knees bent up, but we are going to hold our weight if you can. And we're taking this side to side because this is where I often roll around the floor with my grandkids and we have a great time. They love being rolled around. They just laugh and scream and yell. And so this is something that comes in extremely handy. If you want to work harder, take out your legs nice and long. And if you want to work harder than that, you can take your feet up. But probably for most of you, just keeping your legs out straight will be fine. Try and take that whole body. So we're not just trying to take one part of the body and leave the other part there. Try and take that whole body. If you struggle with this, do it without a weight first of all. Then from here, we're doing my beloved part Turkish Get-Up. So I'm taking the leg that I've got the weight in up and the other leg straight out. I've got my hand out to the side. So from here, I'm simply going to take my weight up towards the roof and I'm coming into this hand. My kettlebell's just lying down the back of my arm and I'm reaching it straight up to the ceiling. Great. Good. This is a great way to work that core. Just that core working hard. Oh, well done. Woo-wee. Now, if that gets too hard with that weight, and probably guarantee quite a few of you will need to go down to a dumbbell with this, your weight will be too much. So quite a few of my clients are good with a smaller weight, a bigger weight for other things, but for the Turkish Get-Up, they seem to need to be able to go down a weight. Good. Just want you to be able to see what I'm doing, so I'm changing my way around to the other side. Good. And reaching up, staying nice and long through that whole body as we come up. Nice and long, don't scrunch up, and bop your weight down if you want to, and just do this without the weight. And that's perfectly fine as well. We're all at different stages, and this is your workout. It's not mine. So I'll guide you along, and it's up to you what you do with that. Now we're going to do a bridge. So I love to put my grandkids on my hips, bring my feet in close, and then I raise my tailbone up and bring my hips up. Now, this is what I was doing with them, throwing them right up in the air. But you don't need to do that. We're under control here, and we're just getting the hang of the movement. So you're going to raise your tailbone up first, and then vertebra by vertebra you lift up, and then one vertebra after the other you come all the way down. Raise that tailbone up again, coming up, squeeze these glutes. Every chance you've got, you squeeze those glutes because they want to work. Tailbone up and lifting up. Great. Good. Well done. And who knows that kids love to crawl? So let's end off with a crawl. So now we can, if you can, taking your bum just up off the floor, and we're going to crawl along on hands and feet. You can turn around and go the other way, or you can crawl backwards, but just crawling along. Core is on, tongue is on the roof of the mouth, and we're just going to have a crawl here. So there are going to be times with our grandkids we're going to be crawling along. If you find it easier, just take that bum right up in the air a little bit higher. So the further down you have this bottom, the harder it gets. So if you want to crawl along a bit hard, easier, bum way up in the air, a bit harder, right down low. Woo. Oh, and we're done. How did you go with that? I hope you enjoyed it. There's so many ways that we can stay fit and strong while we enjoy our grandkids. And it could be that, you know, our grandkids are grown up, but boy, they're having babies, and it doesn't take long, like 8 months, 9 months, and suddenly they've gone up to 10, 11, 12 kilos. So when we pick them up, we want to be safe. Think about core, think about that back staying straight, tongue on the roof of the mouth helps to support our neck. And just making sure your form's good. And if you practice that enough at home, when the time actually comes, you should be okay. And hopefully your body will stay safe. Have fun with it. Let me know how you go.